Welcome back, everyone, to another week inside the world of General Hospital, where Port Charles never rests and the stories never stop moving. This past week, from September 29th through October 3rd, we were reminded again why this show has captured hearts for decades. It's not just about shocking twists, it's about those layered emotions, the complicated family bonds, the love stories that inspire us, and the betrayals that leave us gasping. Every corner of Port Charles had something stirring, something brewing beneath the surface, and while we may think we see the full picture, there's always more hidden just beneath the surface. This was one of those weeks where nothing felt predictable. Every conversation carried weight, every decision seemed to echo into the lives of the people around it, and every reunion or farewell left us asking bigger questions. There were moments of heartbreak where silence said more than words ever could, and moments of fire where characters fought for love, for truth, for survival. It was a week that gave us quiet reflection in one scene, and explosive revelations in the next, reminding us why we're drawn back here, day after day, year after year. And what's so powerful about a week like this is how it brings us together. These aren't just scenes on a screen, they're threads in a much larger tapestry, woven with the stories of families, lovers, rivals, and friends. It's the Quartermaines raising toasts and shedding tears, it's the Spencers facing ghosts of the past, it's alliances formed in the most unlikely places. And as fans, we know the beauty is not only in watching it unfold but in reliving it, replaying the moments, debating what's next, and carrying these characters with us long after the episode ends. So today, we're going to step back and walk through the bigger journey, everything that unfolded during the week of September 29th through October 3rd. We'll revisit the moments that made us smile, the ones that broke our hearts, and the ones that left us stunned. We'll explore the questions raised, the mysteries left unsolved, and the connections that were strengthened or torn apart. If you're ready to experience this week all over again, you're in the right place. And before we dive in, let me remind you, this is a space for everyone who loves General Hospital. It's a community built on conversation, speculation, and appreciation. So if you find yourself nodding along, if you catch yourself having thoughts or theories, don't keep them to yourself. Hit that like button to let us know you're enjoying the ride. Drop your comments below to add your voice to the discussion. Share this recap with friends who love Port Charles as much as you do. And most importantly, subscribe so you'll always be part of the conversation. This week gave us so much to talk about, and together, we're going to relive every bit of it. Let's get started. Let's kick things off with the story that's rocking the entire Spencer family to its core, Luna's pregnancy bombshell. The day starts with tension so thick you could cut it with a knife. Will is absolutely blindsided, he's pacing, his mind racing with questions, fear, and maybe a little denial. One moment, he's the golden boy with the world at his feet, the next, he's facing the possibility of becoming a father before he's even had time to chase his own dreams. You can see the wheels turning as he tries to make sense of it all. Was Luna telling the truth, or is there something more going on? Is he ready for this, or is everything about to spiral out of control? Elektra, meanwhile, is a tornado of emotions. She feels betrayed, heartbroken, and, above all, furious. Elektra's not just angry at Luna for coming between her and Will, she's angry at Will for letting it happen, and at herself for not seeing the warning signs sooner. The trust she once had is shattered, and you can see her struggling to decide if she should stand and fight, or cut her losses and walk away before she gets hurt even more. Every glare, every icy word between Elektra and Luna is packed with years of rivalry and fresh wounds that sting all over again. As for Luna, she's standing her ground with a calm that almost feels defiant. She's faced with a room full of angry Spencers, but she refuses to back down or let herself be shamed out of the picture. Whether she's being completely honest or holding something back, one thing's clear, Luna isn't going anywhere. Her confidence only fuels the tension, and it's obvious that she's determined to fight for herself and her baby, no matter what. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, Sheila's world is unraveling at the seams. Her marriage, which once seemed like her last chance at happiness, now feels like it's teetering on the edge. Sheila is anxious and restless, her every move betrays her desperation to hold on to Deacon. Every whispered phone call, every nervous glance over her shoulder, screams that something isn't right. Old habits die hard, and the audience knows that when Sheila starts to feel cornered, she's capable of just about anything. Will her secrets finally catch up to her? Will her past mistakes destroy everything she's tried to build with Deacon? It's only a matter of time before her world either explodes or comes crashing down. Deacon himself is caught in a storm of doubt and regret. Feeling lost and unsure of himself, he seeks out the one person who might actually understand, Taylor. Their encounter is a quiet storm in the middle of the chaos. Deacon opens up in a way we rarely see, confessing his fears about Sheila, his doubts about the choices he's made, and his longing for a sense of peace he can never seem to find. Taylor, ever the voice of reason and compassion, listens without judgment. There's a warmth and understanding between them, a shared sense of loneliness and longing for connection that's both touching and a little dangerous. Is this the start of a new friendship, a potential romance, or just two broken hearts reaching out in the dark? The chemistry is there, and fans are already buzzing about what might come next. By the time the sun sets on Monday's episode, nothing has been resolved. In fact, the stakes have never been higher. Relationships are splintering, old grudges are reigniting, and every character is facing choices that could change their lives forever. The Spencer family is on the verge of imploding, Sheila is running out of time, and a new connection between Deacon and Taylor could send shockwaves through LA. The tension is palpable, the secrets are bubbling just below the surface, and you can feel that a major explosion is just around the corner. So if you thought the drama was wild today, buckle up, because the fallout from Luna's pregnancy, Sheila's unraveling marriage, and the possibility of a new spark between Taylor and Deacon will keep us guessing all week long. Stay tuned, keep your snacks close, and don't miss a second, because on The Bold and the Beautiful, every day is a game changer, and the next jaw-dropping moment is always just one commercial break away. What a day it was in Los Angeles. The Bold and the Beautiful delivered all the things that keep viewers glued to the screen: passion, fashion, heartbreak, and hope colliding in ways only this soap can deliver. At the center of it all stood Hope Logan, a woman whose heart remains the most complicated runway of all. On paper, she has it all: a devoted fiancé in Carter Walton, a man who has shown her nothing but respect, admiration, and unconditional love. Carter is ready to give her the kind of security and stability she's never fully known. And yet, her past continues to tug at her soul, refusing to let her move forward without looking back. Because no matter how much time has passed, Liam Spencer will always be tethered to her through their daughter, Beth, and through a love that refuses to be erased. The episode painted this conflict beautifully through a tender scene between Liam and Beth. The two shared a father-daughter dance rehearsal, a moment so touching and pure that it almost seemed to stop time. For Hope, watching them together was like opening an old, precious book she thought she'd closed long ago. Seeing Liam in that role, as both father and man she once adored, reignited feelings she thought had faded. In her eyes, the past wasn't gone at all, it was standing right in front of her, smiling as Liam twirled Beth across the floor. Meanwhile, the heartbeat of the Forrester legacy pulsed as Eric, Ridge, Brooke, Carter, and Daphne gathered to admire the newest collection. It was classic Forrester glamour, rich fabrics, bold designs, and a sense that the family business continues to evolve even in times of personal chaos. Yet behind the silk and sequins, private conversations revealed that the drama off the runway is just as gripping as what walks it. Hope pulled Brooke aside and shared her truth, that watching Liam with Beth reminded her of the deep and abiding love she once had. Brooke, ever the mother torn between giving advice and protecting her daughter, listened closely. Could Brooke be sensing that Hope is on the verge of a choice that may alter her life forever? And then came Ridge, in a moment that balanced business and romance seamlessly. Professionally, he handed Brooke a green light to launch a brand new fashion line, a sign of trust and faith in her vision as a designer and his lifelong muse. Personally, Ridge went even further. He reaffirmed his enduring love for Brooke, letting her know in no uncertain terms that, despite their history of breakups, reconciliations, and heartbreak, she still owns his heart. For Brooke, it was validation that love and partnership can still shine even amid all the storms. But looming over it all was Carter, whose joy at the thought of marrying Hope could be felt in every smile and every glance he cast her way. His excitement is genuine, his commitment unshakable, yet the cracks in their foundation are becoming impossible to ignore. While Carter dreams of a future as husband and wife, Hope hesitates. She can't ignore the echo of Liam's presence in her life, nor the ache that grows stronger every time she's reminded of what they once shared. So, where does this leave us? Hope is trapped between two men, one representing the promise of something new, and the other representing a love story that never fully ended. Ridge and Brooke are finding their rhythm once again, proving that some flames simply refuse to die out. The Forresters are pushing forward with fashion brilliance, but it's the emotions beneath the fabric that truly drive this family saga. And Carter, for all his hopefulness, may soon realize that the woman he wants to marry isn't as ready as he believes. If today's episode made one thing clear, it's that the future is more uncertain than ever. Hope's heart is at war, and whichever path she chooses will ripple through her family, her relationships, and the very foundation of Forrester Creations. And in true bold and beautiful fashion, the answer won't come easily, but it will come with heartbreak, passion, and drama that keeps us watching day after day. Carter Walton has never been a man to hide his heart, but on this day, his devotion to Hope Logan became clearer than ever. He wasn't simply asking her to marry him, he was urging her to leap with him into a life of love, partnership, and commitment without delay. After weeks of declarations and pressure, Carter's persistence was finally rewarded when Hope agreed to become his wife. Her acceptance was heartfelt, but it wasn't without layers of emotion. Hope's yes didn't come lightly. She had spent the day confiding in Brooke, voicing the conflict carrying at her heart. Carter was everything she could possibly want, steady, loyal, a man whose love was unwavering. And yet, the shadow of Liam loomed, just as it always did. Their connection through death was unbreakable, and their history of love, heartbreak, and reconciliation was never far from her thoughts. Saying yes to Carter meant deciding to close the door on that chapter, and for Hope, that was no small task. When she accepted Carter's proposal, Hope immediately added a touching condition. She wanted Ridge to walk her down the aisle. Ridge, though stunned, was visibly moved. In that moment, he wasn't just her father figure, he was her anchor. To walk Hope down the aisle symbolized more than a tradition, it was an affirmation of the unshakable bond they shared as family. And Ridge didn't stop there. With a proud and emotional gesture, he reinstated hope for the future, giving his daughter back not only her career-defining fashion line but also her confidence. It was his way of saying, I believe in you, in your vision, and in the life you're choosing. Back at Forrester Creations, the excitement of the new fashion line shimmered, with Eric, Brooke, Ridge, Carter, and Daphne marveling over designs that captured the company's signature glamour. But no matter how bright the fabrics sparkled under the lights, it was Hope's decision that outshined them all. Brooke was ecstatic but cautious, encouraging her daughter to embrace Carter's love while acknowledging the ghosts that still lingered in her heart. The Forrester offices became a stage not just for fashion but for the intertwining of family, ambition, and the eternal complications of love. Carter, for his part, was overjoyed. After years of heartbreak and near misses, he finally had what he longed for, a woman ready to share her life with him. To him, Hope wasn't just another chance at love, she was the future he had always dreamed of but never fully believed he would have. His smile said it all. The man who had endured so much disappointment finally had a reason to believe in happily ever after. But while Carter's joy soared, Hope's heart carried more nuance. She loved Carter, but love in her world was rarely simple. Liam's presence was a ghost that no amount of wedding plans could erase overnight. Their co-parenting bond with Beth was strong, and his shadow hovered like a storm cloud waiting to break. Could she truly give herself fully to Carter without carrying the weight of Liam with her? That was the unspoken question left hanging in the air. The day ended with celebration, an engagement, a father's blessing, and the triumphant return of hope for the future. Yet, in true bold and the beautiful fashion, the cliffhanger wasn't about the smiles and embraces, but about what lies beneath that. Hope's journey has always been about more than choosing between men. It has been about choosing who she is, who she wants to be, and what kind of love she believes she deserves. For now, the world is watching her walk into Carter's arms, her father's pride behind her, and her future wide open. But one question remains. Will Liam's ghost prove too strong to ignore, or will Hope finally step into a future free of doubt, secure in Carter's unwavering love? Carter's dream of a life with hope unraveled before his eyes in a way that was as heartbreaking as it was inevitable. He had been fully committed to their engagement, believing they were on the verge of building a future together filled with love, trust, and stability. Yet even as he looked toward that future, signs of Hope's hesitation lingered in the shadows. Her distracted heart, her uncertainty, and her subtle glances back at the life she once shared with Liam all became cracks in the foundation of their relationship. When Hope ultimately chose to attend the father-daughter dance with Liam and Beth instead of focusing on their wedding plans, it was the final blow Carter could no longer ignore. He saw, with painful clarity, that Hope's heart wasn't fully his to claim. In that moment of devastation, Carter ended the engagement. The weight of rejection and betrayal drove him straight to Daphne, who had been quietly waiting on the sidelines. In Daphne, Carter found not judgment but compassion, a softer place to land in the aftermath of his heartbreak. It was an impulsive choice, but one born from a need to feel wanted and understood, especially when the woman he loved had just slipped through his fingers. Meanwhile, at the dance, Liam's joy was palpable when Hope finally appeared. He embraced her warmly, thrilled that she had decided to join him and Beth for the special night. For Liam, the moment was pure, his daughter beaming, Hope by his side, and the lingering spark of family togetherness rekindling in his heart. What he didn't know, however, was that Hope had arrived carrying life-changing news. Her appearance wasn't just a gesture of love for Beth, it was also the beginning of an ending, as she revealed that her engagement to Carter had been broken off. In one night, Liam went from elation to being thrust back into the complicated web of Hope's emotions and choices. Across town, Brooke confided her fears to Ridge, admitting what she had long suspected: Hope's feelings for Liam had never truly disappeared. Brooke's concern wasn't just for her daughter, but for the collateral damage Hope's indecision was creating. Ridge listened, torn between fatherly protectiveness and his awareness of Carter's vulnerability. He couldn't ignore the toll this would take on Carter, a man who had given everything to Hope only to be left behind. Ridge's worry deepened as he recognized the familiar cycle of heartbreak repeating itself: Hope chasing what she thought she wanted, Liam caught between past and present, and Carter left to pick up the pieces. This storyline has become more than just a love triangle, it's a collision of loyalty, history, and longing. Hope is trapped between her past with Liam and the future she promised Carter, yet unable to fully let go of either. And that's where we leave things
Carter,
for this wild
bruised
Friday
and
on the
humiliated,
bold and the beautiful.
now faces the painful
Can you
task
believe
of
it?
rebuilding his
Luna's
life
alive
after investing
She's
his
pregnant.
whole heart
Will
into
is
a
in
woman
pieces.
who could not commit.
Electra's heart is breaking.
Liam,
Ivy's
once again the
whispering
center of
advice.
Hope's affection,
Katie's begging
is
for
unknowingly
silence,
stepping
and
into a dangerous pattern that may
Lee's
only lead
wrath
to more
might be the
heartbreak.
most dangerous twist of
Brooke
all.
and Ridge remain
This
silent
storyline
witnesses,
is only just
each aware
heating
that
up,
every
and the
choice
fallout
Hope
may
makes
change
has
everything
ripple
for
effects
every
far
single
beyond her
character.
own life.
So
The
what do you
fallout
think?
from these
Will
decisions
really
is only
the father,
beginning,
or is there
with
another
Carter
shocking
retreating
reveal
into
coming our
Daphne's
way?
arms.
Hope
Can
confessing
Electra
her
survive
truth
this
as
dance
heartbreak,
meant for
or
joy,
will Ivy
and
push her
Liam
into
embracing
making
a
a choice
woman
she
he
can't
never
take
truly
back?
stopped loving?
And
The
just how
stage
far
is
will
set
Lee
for
go to
deeper
protect her
conflict,
so-called
more
family
broken
honor?
hearts, and an emotional
Drop your
storm
thoughts,
that will shake
theories,
every
and wild
relationship
predictions in the
discord.
comments below.
The drama doesn't
I love
end
reading
here,
them. It
and you
escalates
always
with
catch
every
details
passing
even I
moment,
miss,
leaving no one
Don't
untouched
forget
by
to
the
like this
consequences
video
of
if you
Hope's
enjoyed the
choices.
breakdown. Hit that
Carter's
subscribe
dream
button
button
so you never miss a recap,
before his
and
eyes
ring
in
the
a way
bell
that
for
was as
notifications
heartbreaking
because
as it was
trust me,
inevitable.
next week's
He
episodes
had been
are going to
fully
be
committed to
unmissable.
their engagement.
Until
Believing
then,
they were on
keep
the verge
watching,
of building
keep
a future
speculating,
together
and
filled with
remember,
love,
in the
trust,
world
and
of daytime
stability.
drama,
Yet
nothing is
even
ever
as
as
he
it
looked
seems.
toward that future,
I'll see
signs
you
of
next
Hope's
time.
hesitation lingered in the shadows. Her distracted